morning, all you awakening wonders out there. My name is Chrissy, and today I'll be giving you a prediction reading for the 22nd of August. Now, if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. I do talk a lot about the Great Awakening process as well as current global energies. So stay watching. There might be a message today that you're meant to receive. I'll close my eyes and we'll just get started and see what comes up. Now, I'm getting the word disproportionate. So what the guides are trying to say is that with this rollout agenda that we all know they're trying to bring in, the Great Reset agenda, it's disproportionate to the pandemic, in response rather to the pandemic. Now, this is what the guides are saying. This is something that is waking up a lot of people, because people thought, we have to remember this, in the beginning, that this was all about the pandemic. And we know that was the tool that they used to start to implement their agenda. Now, a lot of these people weren't aware of that. So now these people waking up, if you're here on my channel, these people waking up are now starting to begin to realize, well, not begin, a lot of them are really starting to realize that it's disproportionate to the response to the pandemic. Why does see, this is the question that people are asking now, and this is great. We need these people waking up to ask questions. Why are they touching bank accounts? Why are they talking about renewables? What's that got to do with the pandemic? See, alarm bells, red flags right there. It doesn't have anything. Why did the economy collapse? Oh, and why? We locked down for years and years, and now they're still trying to hurt businesses and things by putting up wages, yes, things like that are still going to squash small business. I mean, we all know that's the goal, to squash small businesses and the little people. But see, these people are waking up to that because they're like, hang on, we had a pandemic, we locked down, we did all the right things, and now we're still being hit in every avenue of our life. See, it's a disproportionate response, and that's another reason these people are waking up. Gosh, we all know here, like, unrealistic, just totally unrealistic. And as it is now, as we all know here, the CDC's come out and confirmed that the unjabbed is equivalent to the jabbed. So we're all on an equal playing field now. So, no logic. But these people have got their logic, maybe not around the jab. We know that's a very deep mass psychosis that they were taken into. But they've got their logic about all these other things. And like I keep saying to a lot of these people work in those industries. Engineers work with renewables. All these things that people who are in those industries understand. How does a virus affect gas emissions? Like they're joining the dots, because you can't join the dots because the dots don't join together. They're not in a numbered order. If you think about doing a join the dot, you go 1, 2, 3. Well, this isn't in an order. See, they got so greedy and so aggressive with their rollout that they just threw it at everyone at the same time. So it's almost like, if you think about, the guides are saying, it's like throwing all the numbers onto a piece of paper, but they don't fit or make a shape. It's just a big mushmash of numbers, and you can't join them together and create a shape. And that's what these people are doing over here. They're trying to do their join the dot picture, but the dots don't join. It's just a big mush, and it doesn't create a picture for these people that are waking up. I hope that makes sense. I haven't done a dot-to-dot drawing since I was a kid. I'm sure you guys probably haven't either, unless you've done them with your kids. So that's what I'm getting. They just threw too much at people at one time. God, we keep saying it, don't we? They're not that clever, are they? It's like they just wanted to rush it all and stomp on everybody and get it out there, so it was all too late for all of us, to react and do anything. But too many people started waking up. It's brilliant. And so they've had to back away. They've had to back away and do their reassessment and have their little global meetings. It's great. We need this to happen. The longer that this can be held off, anything that's being implemented, the better. I think over there in Canada, there's a lot of you fighting back about that CAN app thing. It's all a bit of a, I don't know what's happening there. Maybe let me know down below, but we're getting bits and bobs about that. It's like they're trying to roll it out, but that hasn't gone smoothly. I don't think that's gone smoothly either. Let's see what else we get today. I'm getting, this is the people waking up over here. I'm getting that they're crisscrossing. So they're crossing things off that they don't want to do. And that's a good thing. They're seeing like electric cars in their face, for example, and they're going, no, not for me. I'm not getting an electric car. Or they're saying, you know, solar panels have to go on your roof, and they'll be crossing that off and going, no, I can't afford to do that. I'm not getting solar panel. So it's almost like these people waking up are doing like a checklist around everything because they have to, because it's being shoved in their face and they've got to respond. So it's like they're ticking things off and crossing them off. And I can tell you now, a lot of them are getting off that jab wheel. They're crossing off, what, 4th booster? No, I'm crossing that off. They don't want to do this. They don't want to be dictated to and told what to do. See, we have to remember that a lot of these people were mandated, coerced, forced to get the jab so they could see relatives, travel to a different state here in Australia, for example. I know it's the same where you guys are. So they didn't get the jab by, oh yeah, I want to get the jab because it's such a scary virus. That's not why these people got the jab. They got the jab because they were in fear of losing their freedoms. And that's something that probably, I would say, nearly half to 3/4 had the jab because they were forced to or coerced into getting it. So that's what we have to remember. That's why they're starting to cross things off their list that government is trying to spoon feed them. They're crossing it off. And I tell you what, there's not many ticks on the list over here with the people waking up, that's for sure. Gosh, I can't imagine that they can afford anything at the moment. Gosh, the cost of living, as we all know here on my channel, is just through the roof now. Fuel prices, food prices. Gosh, my groceries, I can honestly say, I don't normally do big shops, and I've just got like a full trolley in the last couple of weeks. It's probably gone up by $150 each shop. Like, because I've got teenage kids, admittedly, they eat a lot. But, like, noticeably different. It's not like it's gone up, like, $20. It's gone up, like, enormous amount. And I think they're putting their yellow sale tickets on just with a bit of trickery, to be honest, because the prices go up and then they pretend they're bringing them down. So you have to also be very aware when you're purchasing things that there's not that trickery happening as well. It's something to really be aware of. So we've all had to become a lot smarter with the basic essentials of life, I guess you could say. So now they're crossing things off over here, which is great, because if they're crossing things off, that means they're not going to comply. And that's music to our ears, isn't it? They need to stop complying, because it's when they comply that government can hit us harder, because they know they've got that control. Hang on, let's see where else we go with that. Yeah, and they're going like mandates really forced a lot to get them the jab. And people, they're sort of saying people got really lost in that process of mandates. It's like, okay, well, this makes sense. They're saying that people lost part of themselves because they handed themselves over to government. And that's really sad, isn't it? In order to feed their family and to keep their jobs and so they could pay their bills and everything, they had to get as we know, the jab. And they lost a part of themselves because it's like they gave them part of themselves away. And that's what's really affecting these people now around a lot of this mandates, that they were forced to do something and now they're just getting hit with more and more and more things. And that's why I talked about them scrambling out of that river yesterday with the kayak, because they're really wanting to get out of it, as much as they might be scratched, bedraggled and you know, frustrated by all of this. They're really trying to get out of that narrative now, and that's a lot around the mandates. I mean, as most of us are really quickly becoming aware, these mandates are pretty much illegal, a lot of them, because cases are now being won about people being forced to get a trial vaccine, and that's what we've all got to remember here. These are trial vaccines. We don't know what the side effects and things are going to be down the track. So now people are starting to realise, and information's coming to them, like I said yesterday, you know, maybe they've realised there's data about Pfizer and all these sort of things. You know, I did say CDC was hiding, CDC, yeah, hiding evidence and things like that. It's all become just so frustrating, hasn't it? But now these people who are forced and coerced and mandated, they're really not happy. So they're getting the giant ticks, and that's a tick over cross rather, a cross over government, because they don't. It's like this, you know, when you do the old stay away, and you do the cross. Like, is that when a vampire's coming towards you or something, and you go, ooh, it's like a bit of a joke, really, isn't it? But you just go, oh, stay away. Well, this is what they're showing me these people are doing from government. They're holding up the cross, and they're like the demons, to the demons, meaning government, and they're holding up the cross to get them to stay away from them, and that's why they're crossing everything off. Let me see what else we get today. And they are. Look, this is a lot about the people waking up today, but they're very scared. People are very scared of what's next and what's coming. Look, we know that Mpox thing has been the biggest flop, right? They've tried to push it, maybe 3 times. They've gone away, reassessed, come back. Oh, we need to make it the big emergency. Who brought out, oh, yes, it's a very big emergency. Still didn't work. Flopped again. And now they're still trying to do it here in Australia. I'm sure they are where you guys are. And they keep showing those horrible pictures of the Mpox, like in everyone's face, which is like, ooh. So again, they're trying to scare people into all this. But I would really believe people are seeing through that now, because they're not falling for that garbage. It's like they can keep pushing that in people's faces. But see, this is what the guides are saying. What happens is people become desensitized to it. So they just look and go, oh, yeah, here we go, still pushing that, are we? So people become desensitized. The more they shove something in somebody's face, the more they become desensitized to it. It was like, I guess you could almost say it was like the jab, really. An example would be that. They became jab weary. They became tired of it. And a lot of people started jumping off the jab wheel because it gets, you know, oh, yeah, whatever. And they turn and walk away and head that way to Terrabella Mountain, to start to enjoy their life again instead of being dictated to. So this is what happens. They become desensitized to it all. So that's what's happening for a lot of these people. They're just becoming desensitized to it all. And I keep saying, and I know I keep banging that drum, we are the mirror reflection to these people that they were lied to. We don't even have to speak or open our mouths. Oh, sorry, guys. We don't even have to speak or open our mouths, because we're living proof. You've been lied to by your government and by mainstream media. You know, they're still working all that out, trying to join the dots, which don't join. Oh, honestly, this is just a crazy, crazy experience, isn't it? But that's what I'm getting for these people. They become desensitized, and I know you would understand what I'm saying there. It's like anything. If it's shoved in your face enough, it's like water off a duck's back. You just go, oh, yeah. And people would switch off. You know, when they're showing those Mpox things on the hands and all this sort of stuff, we know that's like for the shock tactic. Like, we all know that here on my channel. And these people are now just starting to realise, oh, gosh, really? Like, that's kind of the attitude that a lot of these people are getting, is like, oh, what? So now we can't touch trolleys, and now we can't do anything. We can't touch a poker machine or whatever everybody does. So that's what I'm getting. They're sort of just rolling their eyes now and going, oh, yeah. And these are the things, because the veils are lifting and people are starting to see through the nonsense, because they're becoming desensitized to it. It's been too much in their face. Let's see what else there is. Yeah, and I'm getting it. I'm getting people abandoning ship. It's almost showing me like something out of Pirates of the Caribbean, like one of those big ships that's about to be blown up. And they're all jumping ship. They're all jumping off, and they're swimming to shore. They're swimming away from government. They are. They're swimming away from government. These people waking up are jumping off and swimming away from government to the shore. They are. They've had enough. It's abandoned ship is the word I'm getting. Abandoned ship. And that's great. We need them to abandon that ship, because hopefully it's going to become like a ghost ship and just wandering out into sea with no one on it. That's what the government ghost ship. That's what we need it to be, don't we, with all these elites? I don't know what we could do with them. Round them up and put them on an island somewhere together, and they can just be they can be the castaways. Oh, let's see what else we get. Yeah, and that's what the guides are saying. These leaders, and we know they're the reset leaders, pretty much globally now. Not sure for you in in Britain. It's still all happening over there in the UK. Oh, hang on. I've just lost my train of thought. Wait a sec. Yeah, and see, people know that they've destroyed people's lives. It's so obvious now. Nothing's hidden anymore, and that's what we've got to remember here. These things aren't hidden because it's becoming visibly obvious that they're out to destroy the little people. I just saw that Barnaby Joyce, not is it? Oh no, what's his name? Alan Joyce, sorry, at Qantas, the airline here in Australia. And now he's come on and he's apologising to all the little people about how the queues have been so bad at Qantas and everything's been just so terrible. But he's going to reward the customers now, yes, the passengers, but all the high flyers and that get extra time in their little, what do you call it when you go into the special lounge. He's rewarding them all with all of that. The little people only get a few dollars, so it's like he's just giving the little poor passengers a little bit of loose change, but all the other high profile, probably first class passengers, they get quite a large reward. So that sounds fair, and that's on the mainstream media. So it's still again this separation, planting little seeds, separating. So it's this reward system is already starting. It's like Qantas's, the airline's way of apologizing rather. It's just embarrassing and ridiculous. So still separating the little peasants getting their little bits of coin to the big ones who are allowed to go into the Qantas lounge and have their cocktails or whatever. Oh my God, it's just getting so obvious now. And also here, I just have to let you guys know, Anthony Albanese, our current Prime Minister, who was really on the reset rollout of the red carpet. Remember when they were all getting together, him, Jacinda Ardern, Macron, Trudeau and Albo, they all got together. Well, now, as we know, because the spotlight's been put on the reset, he is completely attacking ScoMo still. I told you the other day that he was attacking the previous Prime Minister about, which fair enough, because the actual Prime Minister did take on 5 ministerial roles and made decisions himself, even though there were ministers in those roles. So, the lies and deception just continues, but he's like putting the whole spotlight, Albanese, he's turned the whole spotlight off himself and put it onto the previous leader, ScoMo, and he's saying how he's been lying to the public and the public needs to know it. So we've got the whole spotlight from the global leader, Albo, who talks about building back better and the Great Reset constantly, has now turned the whole spotlight in Australia onto the previous Prime Minister, ScoMo. And because all people are talking about now is ScoMo and what he did with the ministerial positions, and it's all got out of hand and it's this big shitstorm, and now it's all going to come to legalities and it's all getting rolled out to a very serious issue. So the whole time, me personally, and I'm sure that anyone here watching me in Australia is thinking the same thing. Meanwhile, what is Albo up to over here? That's all I can think of. If you've got the spotlight over here, what's happening over here in the darkness that nobody can see, that you're rolling out and signing off in your little documents over there? So, it's so frustrating, isn't it? They're so manipulative, these dictating tyrants. Ugh. I know you guys understand where I'm coming from. I'll see if there's anything to close with today. It's true. People are cunning. These people are getting cunning. I said they're trying to cross things off from the government, but they're getting cunning. It's like I said the other day about the government rang their doorbell like 3 years ago when they started with the pandemic. Sometimes they were literally ringing people's doorbells to check that you were quarantined in your home. It was just ridiculous, wasn't it? But these people have started to not answer the door of government. They hear the ding dong and then they're doing what we do. Shh. They're hiding in the back of the house. They're not answering the door to government. And it's really making government frustrated. But a lot of them have stopped answering the door to government. And that's what I'm going to leave you with today. We need them to stop answering the door. Oh, thank God for that. We just need more of them to do it. Anyway, I'm going to leave you with that. Oh, God. Honestly, it's absolute mad times, isn't it? I can't believe we're even going through this, and it's like 3 years on and we're still hoping and praying these people wake up. But they are. I said it was always going to be a slow process, but they're not answering the doorbell to government. That's a lot of them. Anyway, I'm going to leave you with that today. Have a wonderful day, everybody. It's Monday here. I'm off to spend some time with my doggos, and I will catch you I might do one this afternoon. I'll catch you either this hour or tomorrow morning. Have a wonderful day. Don't forget to subscribe, comment down below, hit the like buttons, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care, everybody. Bye.